Well, I'm sure you've heard that Fox News and Dominion Voting Systems agreed to a settlement to the tune of $787.5 million. So Fox News will be having to pay Dominion nearly $800 million. And that's significant for sure. I was hoping, as I mentioned to you in the segment covering the delay of the trial, I was hoping that it wouldn't come to a settlement, just because for how grand and significant and damaging the lies were, I wanted, within the context of a situation like this, for it to be grand as possible in the justice that we see, and the conclusion to be as grand as possible. So for a situation like this, one that would be a jury finding that Fox News had defamed Dominion Voting Systems and forcing them to pay out a bunch of money. But nearly $800 million is a lot of money, and that definitely is Fox News recognizing just how in the wrong they were. Of course, for their hosts and their guests going on air, lying about the 2020 election, saying Dominion was a part of this plot to steal the election from Biden and flipping votes from Trump to Biden and all these wild things that behind the scenes, the hosts and the executives were recognizing to be absurd. And so this is what we've gotten from that here from NBC News. Fox News and Dominion Voting Systems reached a $787.5 million settlement agreement Tuesday afternoon. The parties announced, narrowly heading off a trial shortly after the jury was sworn in. And that figure is something like 10 times the size of what Dominion is worth as a company. So it's definitely good for them. And I'm glad about that. Again, the symbol of it is not the same as if it went to trial and the jury found that Fox News defamed Dominion and all that, but still a win. We'll take it. And then here from the post announcement of this settlement press conference is one of the Dominion lawyers saying this.
And election officials across America into an alternative universe of conspiracy theories causing grievous harm to Dominion and the country. Today's settlement of $787,500,000 represents vindication and accountability. Lies have consequences. And
indeed, they do. The unfortunate thing, the sad thing about discussing the subject is we recognize while lies do have consequences, they unfortunately within so many incentive structures can become very profitable for a lot of people. And so while Fox News here maybe learns from not going after a particular company like Dominion, has not learned to not lie. That's not what they're going to take away from this. They just need to be more strategic about who they lie about and how they go about that process, because the whole business model of Fox News is creating this alternate reality to fearmonger about, because fear and rage and anger and all of that is so profitable because of how much it keeps the viewer's eyes on the television. Next moment from this press conference.
As I was preparing today to give the opening that I never got to give, I was reminded of the hell that the Dominion employees went through and continue to go through to this day. Money is accountability, and we got that today from Fox. But we're not done yet. We've got some other people who have some accountability coming towards them, and I'm very proud of the team from Sussman Godfrey that has worked tirelessly for this case.
So as to who he's talking about specifically when he says we're not done yet, we've got some other people who have some accountability coming towards them. We'll have to see. One of the things that's being watched, though, as this comes to an end, is the Smartmatic defamation suit against Fox News as well, that's in the earlier stages of that process. And of course, I'll be covering it. One just funny moment that was floating around, and actually this moment went viral from CNN, but when I saw this news had broken, I turned on the TV and actually watched this, and it got me laughing so hard. So then I went and found it for y'all. And like I said, it had gone viral separately. of Jake Tapper reading the statement from Fox News, responding to this, and he couldn't keep a straight face. You'll see why.
Fox trying to put a positive face on what can only be interpreted as one of the ugliest and most embarrassing moments in the history of journalism. Fox issued a statement saying, quote, "We are pleased to have reached a settlement of our dispute with Dominion voting systems. We acknowledge the court's rulings finding certain claims about Dominion to be false. The settlement reflects," I'm sorry, this is going to be difficult to say with a straight face. "This settlement reflects Fox's continued commitment to the highest journalistic standards. We are hopeful that our We are hopeful that our decision to resolve the dispute with Dominion amicably instead of the acrimony of a divisive trial allows the country to move forward from these issues." Unquote.
Journalistic standards at Fox. Sure. So like I said, it's unfortunate to remember this isn't justice in the way that we would want it to be, and Fox News learning that the damage lies can do, even though, yes, in the short term you get more viewers and make more money, aren't worth it for the damage that does to our country, with the damage we're going to be dealing with for so long now, with 63%, based on the last poll we looked at, of Republicans believing Biden's election win was illegitimate. That's not worth the benefits you get from it. For the country, I guess it is, for Fox News and their executives and all of that, the hosts. And so that's unfortunate. But the only way we can stay sane is to take the wins when we get them, as they come. And this, I would say, is a win for the country. Maybe not as much as we would want it to be, but definitely for Dominion, who did have so much damage done to them by these lies.